All right, so literally just about an hour ago, brand new polls dropped. And as you can already tell from the title and thumbnail, they're all about upcoming reworks specifically, about NEL Nagi and Aiku. But today, I'm going to mainly focus on NEL Nagi since his recent nerfs. And honestly, the timing makes perfect sense. Because if you've been playing recently, you already know that his current moveset has been a huge topic of debate. Every move he has right now feels nerfed into the ground, and the community's starting to get frustrated. It's not just a few complaints either, and people are genuinely upset about how heavily NEL Nagi got nerfed after the recent balance update. So it looks like the devs have finally noticed, and now they're testing the waters for a potential rework, or at least some kind of moveset refresh. Which, on one hand, is a good sign. It means they're listening. But on the other hand, I can't help but think, does NEL Nagi really need a full rework? Because here's the thing, he's definitely not in his best state right now. He's clunky, his traps feel delayed, his dash doesn't connect the way it used to, and his shots don't have that same power anymore. But despite all that, I still don't think he's completely broken. He just feels like he needs tuning, not a total overhaul. Still, the fact that the devs opened a poll about him at all means they're seriously considering changes. And since it's a dev-initiated poll, that usually means early work has already started in the background. I mean, at least what I'm thinking. So yeah, as much as some players might roll their eyes, this could actually be the start of a NEL Nagi rework. Now, the poll question itself was really specific. It said, which Nagi, or NEL Nagi, moves do we like? And that wording alone kind of gives away what they're thinking. It doesn't say Skeleton Nagi, even though that's the newest limited style about to drop soon. It specifically says NEL Nagi. So unless this is some kind of coincidence, this question is almost certainly about revamping his NEL version, not the Halloween one. And right now, from what we've seen in the results, the most liked answers are Trap and Trap Shot, which honestly makes perfect sense for Nagi. That's literally his core identity. His whole character revolves around his ability to trap and control the ball mid-air in ways no one else can. So it's actually good to see that the community still wants him to focus on what makes him special, instead of turning him into another generic shooter or spammy style. Now before we go deeper into that, let me quickly touch on the other poll that came out alongside this one. The one for Aiku. I won't spend too much time on it, because today's main focus is definitely NEL Nagi, but it's worth mentioning. The Aiku poll asked basically the same thing. Which moves do you want to see return? And right now, the top voted ones are Forced Defense, one of his original signature abilities, and Serpent Interception. So yeah, Aiku's looking good too, but we'll talk about that more once his rework officially drops. Anyway, back to NEL Nagi. So yeah, seeing this poll pop up kind of confirms what a lot of us have been suspecting since the balancing update, that the devs might have gone a little too far with his nerfs. Every NEL Nagi player I played with or against has been saying the same thing. He just doesn't feel fun anymore. And that's the key problem here. Before, NEL Nagi was known for being flashy, dominant, and easy to pick up. He was the kind of style that felt powerful even if you weren't the best player. But after all the changes, it feels like every single one of his moves lost its impact. But still, it was the most annoying style in the game. The devs basically stripped away his aggressive playstyle, which made him unique. Now, he's just kind of there. Not bad, but not exciting either. So this poll could be their way of asking the community, okay, what exactly did we do wrong, and what do you want us to fix? Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that NEL Nagi didn't deserve some kind of nerf. He absolutely did. Before the balance patch, he was genuinely one of the most broken styles in the entire game. You could literally steal the ball with one move, shoot instantly, and the opponent couldn't do anything about it. It was brainless, like a total no-skill style. But here's the thing. Instead of adjusting him carefully, they basically over-nerfed him into the ground. They didn't just tone him down, they stripped away what made him strong and fun. Now his traps feel slow, his combos don't chain properly, and his awakening doesn't even feel threatening anymore. And speaking of awakenings, let's be honest, his awakening moveset was already kind of weird to begin with. All three of his awakening moves were just different versions of awakening shots. It was flashy, sure, but mechanically, it didn't really add variety. You were just spamming cutscenes instead of playing. So if they're going to rework him, I genuinely hope they do it in a way that gives him more depth instead of just another flashy awakening spam. Right now, though, the situation is flipped. The base Nagi feels more rewarding to play, while the NEL version feels like it's just fighting against itself. That's not how it should be. And that's why I think this poll is so important. It shows that the devs are acknowledging the feedback and looking for a way to make him feel good again, without turning him back into an unbalanced mess. And honestly, I think that's the direction they need to be leaning toward. Because if you look at the recent balance changes and the way they've been handling other styles, like how they rebalanced Chigiri instead of deleting him, they're clearly learning from past mistakes. They don't want another NEL Isagi situation, where a style gets overtuned, dominates for a week, and then gets gutted so hard it becomes unplayable. They want balance. So maybe this is their way of bringing NEL Nagi back to life, properly this time. And again, I just want to highlight, even though the poll uses the word Nagi NEL Nagi, that alone tells you they're treating both versions as connected. It's possible that once the quest system drops, the one we talked about last time, NEL Nagi might even become an evolution quest from the base Nagi. That would make total sense. Grind his traps, master his plays, and then unlock the upgraded NEL version as a reward. If that's what they're planning, then this rework could also serve as preparation for that system. Which honestly would be perfect timing, because Skeleton Nagi is about to drop too, and it'd be confusing to have 3 different Nagis all behaving differently. So yeah, this could be their way of aligning everything. Balance the NEL version, drop the limited one, and set up the quest progression system, all at once. Now, to wrap this all up, here's what I personally think. NEL Nagi doesn't need a complete rework, but he absolutely needs a refresh. He should feel strong, stylish, and technical, not just easy mode or completely neutered. His traps should feel snappy again, his combos should have purpose, and his awakening should reward skill instead of cutscene spam. And based on how quickly the devs launched this poll, I'd say they're already working on something. Whether it's a small patch or a full update, we'll probably start seeing changes pretty soon. Maybe even by the next balancing push. So if you're a NEL Nagi main, don't lose hope. It looks like your style is finally getting the attention it deserves. And for everyone else, I'm curious. Do you think NEL Nagi actually needs a rework? Or do you agree with me that he just needs a proper balance refresh instead? Let me know in the comments what you think, because I genuinely want to hear where everyone stands on this. Anyway, that's going to do it for today's video. I'll keep tracking the dev polls and checking for any sneak peeks or early leaks related to both NEL Nagi and Aiku's upcoming rework. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to drop a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you want to stay updated on everything happening in Blue Lock Rivals. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.